everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom. I have just witnessed Brentford 0, Forest 1. A very big win for Forest down here in the west of London. It was 5th Brentford versus 4th Forest. It's been a good day for Forest. Could have been even better. Leeds were down at half-time but went on to win. But West Brom have lost, so Forest are going to be up. Into third, we have Leeds 55, West Brom 53, Forest 51. If my maths is correct, it was not pretty, but it's the sort of win as a fan that you love, because from Forest's point of view, yes, it's a deflected goal. Yes, they sat in behind the ball, but they really frustrated Brentford. They didn't concede many, if any, big chances, big saves for Samba to make in the Forest goal. And full of character, full of organisation. And if Forest do finish in the playoffs, you wouldn't like to play against them given that level of organisation. For Brentford, I think it was 6 home wins on the trot here. And after that Forest goal on 13 minutes, they just could not get going. Brentford line up, a very familiar looking team. Raya in goal, Dalsgaard, Janvier, Pinnock, Henry is the back four. Norgard is sitting with De Silva to his left, Jensen to his right. Down the right, Mbuemo. Down the left, Ben Rama. And down the middle, Ollie Watkins. Forest line-up is a 4-2-3-1. We've been used during the season to see them playing a 4-1-4-1, but 2 holders in there, and Joe Lolly in the middle in number 10 position. When I last saw Forest, they did play this way with Lolly in the 10 position at QPR, and they won 4-0 in that game. I've now seen Forest 3 times. I've seen them win 3 times and not concede a goal. So if any Forest fans want to buy me tickets for all their games, I seem to be a good luck charm. Samba in goal, Cash, Figueiredo, Worrell, Ribeiro is the back four. Sal and Watson are sitting in front there. Amiobi's down the right, Silva down the left, Lolly in the 10 with Lewis Grabban, the Championship goal machine, up the top there. Early pattern in the first 10. As expected, Brentford have the ball, the territory. Forest are sitting in and not letting them round them. They're not letting them through them. 9, first effort on goal. Ben Rama crosses, not it out. Henry shanks the volley wide from just inside the box. 11, Forest are trying to get the counter going. They're not risking team shape down the middle. They're going to keep Sal and Watson in there, but when the fullbacks got the chances, Cash and Ribeiro, there's always cover on, but those guys did get forward. That was the attacking outlet. I think they're the only 2 players Lamouchi probably tells to gamble in this system. Everyone else holds their position very nicely, and you still get that big block. But nice dovetailing between Ribeiro and Silva and Cash and Amiobi there down the right-hand side. Amiobi into the box, blocked by Pinnock for the corner on 11. The first one goes in, and Norgard slices this one up in the air, and off we go over to the other side. And here comes the decisive moment of the match. Silva puts the ball just hanging over the quadrant, a bit muddy down there, so hard to see whether it was in or not. He puts it in on top of the keeper. On first inspection, I thought this is a good punch by Raya. It goes out to the edge of the box, and you just can't account for these things. Lolly does the right thing, gets a good touch, and he's going to just try and get a shot off. Some argument when that corner goes in, everyone converges on the keeper. Too much space for Lolly, maybe. There's an argument there. Brentford, I'm sure they've got set play coaches galore there. Lolly hits the shot. It's deflected. I think it might even go into the ground and then bounces up into the corner. And Forest, we know they're going to be stiff. They've got that goal. They've got something to sit on and something to defend, which makes defending a hell of a lot easier. Forest 1-0 up on 13. Lucky goal though. Big deflection from Lolly. 22, chance here, and Mbuemo robs Ribeiro, he advances right into Watkins, central, edge of the box, works the defender, shifts it to the left, hits the low shot. That's not far wide. Samba didn't look like he was getting that one if that was in the corner. Samba gets booked. He's already had 2 or 3 little efforts at time wasting. You can see how Forest are going to play this one out. They are going to extend the limits of sportsmanship and the laws of the game to make sure that they get this win. A referee very early to book Samba. That's the 23rd minute, I think. Continued threat though from Forest when they are breaking away off their shape. They did have movement. Lolly and Silva and Amiobi all on the turn, ready to receive the ball. Amiobi, a particular threat. I don't think we've seen him play better in his career than under Lamouchi these last few times I've seen him play. Still erratic, but real threat there with his... they seem to have harnessed his direct running and his athleticism here. He looked a threat in that first half. Watkins to Benrahma on 26 straight, 20 yarder straight through at the keeper. Benrahma takes yellow on 38. Personal issues for Benrahma with obviously the death in the family, frustration creeping in. He wasn't himself today. Bless him, Benrahma down the left. 42, Jensen, free kick curled in, right footed, cleared to Benrahma, charged down and out for another corner. I'm not telling you about chances where Samba has worked. I'm not telling you about clear chances, and spoiler alert, I'm not going to tell you about any of them during the game. Forest defend this very well. In those last instances in the box, whirl, head it, kick it, and it is a game, I said in my little Twitter thing at half-time, this is more a game for a Ben Watson than it is for a Said Benrahma, which, say what you like about the respective abilities of the two players, but Watson sweeping everything up, whirl, heading, kicking everything away. Team shape, cover the fullbacks. Lovely old job. Very Mick McCarthy, isn't it? Amiobi spins on 44 half volleys. That one wide from 20. Half-time, exactly what Forest wanted. They got themselves stuck into the game. They got the goal fairly early on. Yes, I reiterate, a lucky one, but they got the goal nonetheless, and they are going to sit in, counter and defend it with no small amount of threat on the break. Here we go for the second half, no substitutions. 46, Benrahma receives it from Mbeumo. He tries to whip that one. We've seen these Brentford inverted wingers do it a million times. Doesn't get enough curl on this one. Safely wide here. Jensen with the corner on 47. Samba struggling out to De Silva. It's a clean block on this one. It's pretty much the same kind of play as the Forest goal, but they get the clean block. They're out there quicker, and De Silva is blocked out. 49, corner the other end now. Bounces for grab, and he's in the middle of the goal. He can't get any power. He directs it at goal. It's a chance, isn't it? The XG says it's a chance. He's in a good position, but just can't sort himself out to finish there on 49. Brentford, nice push, little snap of intensity early in this half. Force 3 or 4 corners early on. We come up to 56 here. Benrahma recycles yet another corner here. Pinnock, tight angle. They often try and find Pinnock, Brentford, on his own at the back post. Who did I see them do that against for a goal? God, I can't quite remember. It was on Boxing Day. Who did Brentford play on Boxing Day? I was here. I can't even remember. He scored the goal. Anyway, Swansea. There we go. But he can't score this time. Heads that one wide. Benrahma in off the left here. Safely blocked. Brentford are not looking smooth in their attacks. Now you can see Forest are winning the mental battle here as well as the physical battle. The attacks are getting stretched, a little bit rushed. And the Forest players, they're reconfiguring into shape and looking very confident, frankly. 64, Lolly, grabbing. Amiobi tries to curl her here, left-footed safely wide. Big one into the channel on 66, grabbing with all his wily skills. He manages to get the goal side of Pinnock into the box. We know he's going to go down as soon as Pinnock touches him, but nothing doing there. No penalty in the box. Pressure from Brentford here now on 67. Lovely feet from De Silva. Gets into the box, cuts it back to Mbeumo. This is a chance here. It's on his right foot though, and he misses his kick, and it ends up actually going behind him. Well played, De Silva. It's all a bit weird. De Silva cutting it back with the right foot onto Mbeumo's right foot. You'd want it the other way around, and maybe the result would be different. But again, no shot on the goal here. Substitutions start to happen now. Macondes comes in for Jensen. Diakabi comes in for Lolly, new signing. You'd expect to see Diakabi down the sides, but he's going to sit in the 10 position for the remainder of this game. Big cross right to left here. Ben Rama cuts this one back. Rico Henry is following up in the box. This one is straight at Samba. A rarity, I haven't seen the stats, a rare shot on goal there. Silva free kick here from the left. Clips that one, side netting. So let me just get my light back on. We'll hear the bleep when the dash cam switches on. Away we go. Again, Silva over the top for Graben. Again, he holds that one, touches back. Silva arrives back one more time. Blocked again. I did miss out there. Marcondes firing a free kick in and Samba touching it. Over the top, we're in to the last minutes now. 3 minutes, the stoppage time goes up. Yates goes on for Graben, the most defensive substitution you can make that, isn't it? Forward off defensive midfielder on. Diakabi goes up top. Yates is going to sit in that position and Teddy's just going to press the hell out with some fresh legs. Going to sprint for the entire 3 minutes he's on. Adoma comes on for Amiobi with about one kick of the ball left. And I think it probably sums it up when I suggested that the last chance really for Brentford was a free kick on 84 minutes that was kind of touched over by Samba. So Forest see it out and get the win. It wasn't pretty, but I'm sure it's very pretty to you if you're a Forest fan, seeing such a well-organised, well-drilled, defensively solid performance like that. Brentford are a really, really good attacking team. We've seen all the stats with their front three. Did not look like scoring in the slightest today. I haven't read a big chance at all, have I suppose? Watkins in the first half. I mean, he generated that himself and puts it wide. Doesn't hit the target, does he? And Buemo's in a good position, but misses his kick. What am I telling you about? They could not create chances. So that is down to the Forest organisation, the Forest defending, and that needs to be commended. Okay, the goal was a little bit lucky, but I think in an away game like this, Forest very within their rights to sit in. They got the goal, they got the win. It's impressive stuff, and they're up to third place. The question Forest fans are going to be asking is, can they now make a move on the top two? Do we need to see it a little bit more expansive, or, you know, are they perfectly within their rights, particularly in away games against the big teams, to do this? Certainly, they're going to give Leeds a good game up there. I think February the 8th. But they've won the first one of the big games. They're on a good run of form, Forest. And I'm just looking at them. I'm not saying they're never going to reach the top two. I'm looking at them as a playoff team, and I'm thinking, cool, you would not fancy that, especially if the away leg is first. You wouldn't fancy, because you'd fancy Forest to at least hold you, and then you'd be going back to the City Ground as a one-off. They're going to be hard to play against if they do get into the playoffs. But maybe, hey, the upside is even greater. We know Forest have been in the market. They've already bought Diakabi, and there's obviously lots of talk. It was Nketiah, wasn't it? It was Adams. Now Naki Wells has gone back to Burnley. So we'll see if there's more movement at Forest. Can they give Lamouchi a little bit more? When you look at it player for player, that guy in that dugout is doing a very, very good job there. He's getting a tune out of Amiobi. He's got Cash, who's a winger, playing at fullback very, very nicely. Obviously, you know, Graben's quality at this level. Watson's very experienced. Worrell is a good young player. But compared to some of the other teams, you would say the star turn of this Forest team is the pattern of play, the concentration, and the ability to eke out wins and clean sheets like this. So very, very good job by Forest. Brentford, oh, well, I don't want to annoy Brentford fans to say, is this classic Brentford now getting up into the position, getting into one of these big games and being shut down by a team intent on being very stable and frustrating, and it working. So Brentford, you worry in games like this when a team gets something to hold on to and sits back and defends it, whether they can come. I'm sure they'll come again. One thing, if you look at the stats, Brentford have been very good at is bouncing back from defeat. It hasn't been 2 and 3 defeats in a row this season. It's been straight back on it. Don't know what the fixtures are for the weekend, but we shall see. I haven't checked the table. I assume they're still up there in the top 7. I think with Sheffield Wednesday winning, but they're a fair way back points-wise. So I'm sure Brentford are still in there, ready to go again. A lot of quality there. But they need to figure out how they can up the ante in this game, move the ball quicker. It's always been the age-old challenge, hasn't it? The really slick footballing team coming up against a clever, savvy team like Forest were, with evidently a very savvy manager in the dugout who, I'm going to say it one more time, I think would fancy a 3-game playoff in this division. I think he'd fancy his chances, Mr. Lamouchi. Let's see what happens, particularly Brentford's reply and also the rest of the market for Forest. Can they bring in someone extra and, you know, give the club that boost that you always need in a promotion run, in which it almost certainly is now? They're 2 points off second and 4 points off top. Forest, very, very impressive stuff. Let me know what you think down there in the comments. If you're a Forest fan, what is the upside here? Can they do this? Can they, without necessarily being as expansive as Brentford or Leeds or West Brom, can they be the one in there who's happy without possession of the ball? And can they make it into that top 2? Let me know what you think in the comments and tell me about these big games coming up, especially weekend of February the 8th. When Forest host Leeds. Brentford fan, are you concerned about this? It's been a brilliant run at home in the league. They've bounced back well this season. What do you see the next few games? Also, no sooner Forest played Leeds. Leeds are down here playing at Brentford. So big games coming up for both of these teams, and the visit of Leeds United for both of these teams as well. I'll be at the Brentford Leeds game as well. Let me know what you think in the comments if you are a Brentford fan too. Right. Finally, follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. Hit subscribe, ring the bell for regular notifications of loads of Championship content here on the channel. And you can support me monetarily, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Over and out from me, and a sturdy, would you say shithouse? You might do, win for Nottingham Forest here, but a big win nonetheless. And Lamouchi continues to impress me every time I see Forest. 3 in a row for me with Forest. It was Brentford 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Get in the comments. See you soon. Over and out.